folks. We love you. We love you. It's a movement. It's a movement. It's really a movement. And I have so many friends in Texas. We are loaded up with friends in Texas. And I think we're going to surprise a lot of people, I'll tell you. We're going to surprise a lot of people, and it's going to be great. So we will build the wall, and it will be a great wall. So he dropped the F-bomb, and I said to myself, can you imagine if I said that? And nobody mentioned it. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. For him, it's okay. I wouldn't use that. I would not go there, by the way. But when he did it, it was absolutely fine, because that's the way it is. Double standards. But here's the story. I see him. It all started about 3 or 4 weeks ago in New Hampshire, which I won. I love the people of New Hampshire. We won it big. We won it big. And we won South Carolina big, big, big. In all fairness, that was going to be your senator's place. He was going to win it. He said he's going to win South Carolina. And I won women, men, evangelicals, military, vets. I won everything. We won every category. And we won with Hispanics. I love the Hispanics. But I saw with Rubio, and he's a nervous wreck, because here's a guy, he's a nervous basket case. Here's a guy, you had to see him backstage. He was putting on makeup with a trowel. No, I don't want to say that. I will not say that he was trying to cover up his ears. I will not say that. No, he was just trying to cover up. He was just trying to cover up the sweat that pours. I never saw. Did you ever see a guy sweat like this? So, we're going to build up our military. We're going to knock out ISIS. We're going to knock out ISIS fast. And he got through it, but barely. I tell you what, barely. And let's assume it's Marco. And let's assume it's Marco. No, I agree with you. We don't want him. Boo, boo. So choke artists, they choke, they choke. So, but I'll never forget the scene. And then we're going to go to something else that's actually more interesting. But just remember this. Just remember this. Really, really weak on illegal immigration, Marco. Really weak. Totally in favor of amnesty. Totally. Totally in favor of amnesty. Totally in favor. And we're not angry people. We're not angry people, but we're angry at incompetence. All right, so, and I looked at the puddle on the ground and I said, what is that? What is it? I wanted to know, what is that? But this time, this wise guy, this lightweight, is going over, and all of a sudden, he's being drained, and he goes like this, remember? And he's off screen. I said, where is he? And then he comes back with water. And honestly, water's fine, but it should be in a glass. He's got the label of the company here, and he's drinking, and I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen anything like it. So we are going to beat guys like that. See, it's guys like that, and he's a nasty guy. I called him a nasty little guy, but I wouldn't say that because he's a nasty guy. And we don't need nasty. We don't need nasty. Honestly, there's no place for it. You know, there's no place. He said, because it's like a monopoly in every state. I was watching in Texas, there's a practical monopoly. It's going to be so beautiful, and you're going to pay far less money. Far less money. You know, you have the failing New York Times. It's a failing newspaper, I hate to tell you. Like, seriously failing. That's what it is. You know, since I started this whole thing, I've been practically #1 for the whole trip. Practically #1. But I was called by the Border Patrol, and these people are incredible, and they want to do their job. They really want to do the job. That's why they called me. And by the way, you know who else are great people? Our police are great people. They're being abused. Our police are being abused. Our police are incredible people. And by the way, when I said self-funding before, the beauty of that, the beauty of self-funding is that the insurance companies, the drug companies, the lumber companies, all the companies, they're not going to take advantage of Trump because they never gave me anything. Okay, big difference. Big difference. Because we have to be honest, right? We have to be honest. We don't have a border, and if you don't have a border, we don't have a country, folks. We don't have a country. So we're going to have borders, and they're going to be serious borders, and they're going to be very, very powerful borders. And in the case of our southern border, we're going to have a wall, and it's going to stop. And by the way, we are going to have people come into our country, but they're coming into our country legally. Legally. We want people to come in. We want people to come. We want people to come in, but they have to be the right people. We're not going to play games anymore. We're not going to play games anymore. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. I love protesters. Look at this. Look at this. We have 10,000 people here today. Look at this. Is that a protester? Please be a protester. The only way we can get the cameras turned, the only reason they turn the cameras is if there's a protester, because that's a bad thing, right? I'm going to develop my own protesters. But look, it can't be a protester because those cameras won't turn. They won't turn. The New York Times, which is losing a fortune, which is a failing newspaper, which probably won't be around that much longer, but probably somebody will buy it as a trophy, keep it going for a little longer. But I think the New York Times is one of the most dishonest media outlets I've ever seen in my life. The worst. The worst. The absolute worst. They have an agenda that you wouldn't believe. And they're run by incompetent people. They are totally incompetently run. You see, with me, they're not protected because I'm not like other people, but I'm not taking money. I'm not taking their money. So we're going to open up those libel laws, folks, and we're going to have people sue you like you never got sued before. We have many things to do. We have many, many things to do. And I will tell you, when you do this, and when I agreed to do it, it takes guts to do it. It takes guts. Especially if you're not a politician. I'm not a politician, thank goodness. I guess now I am, but I'm not, okay? I don't want to be a politician. The only reason we got them back, why did we get them back? Because the money wasn't paid. It went in 2 days later. So the Persians are great negotiators. They gave them back. They would have kept them otherwise. Unless Trump was president, believe me, they wouldn't be keeping them. They wouldn't be keeping them. I want to tell you one other thing. Your Second Amendment is under siege. Guns, 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 guns. It's under siege. We are going to protect your Second Amendment 100%. 100%. If you look at what happened in California with the 14 people killed by 2 people that were radicalized, she probably radicalized him. How about this country? We can't even get the cell number. We can't open the cell. I like safety. I want security. When it comes to terrorists, we got to knock them out, folks, and we got to knock them out and knock them out bigly. Big, big, bigly. So if we had people, or if we had people in Los Angeles, would have been a whole different story, folks. Would have been a whole different story. So just remember, your Second Amendment with me is protected. Your borders are protected. Common Core. Common Core is out. It's out. So Common Core is out. It's dead. Common Core is dead. We're going to bring. It's a beautiful thing to watch. It's a beautiful thing to watch. Wow. How about that? How about that? And it's going to happen. And it's going to happen. Thank you very much. I love Texas. I love Texas. Get out there and vote. Get out there and vote. Thank you. Thank you.